Are you sure your money's working as hard as it should be? Stay tuned as we unlock tax-smart hacks to help you and your retirement savings. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. First off, alternative investments are not stocks, they're not bonds, they're an other asset class that most pension funds on the planet now have a significant exposure to in their portfolios. Used to have 20, 30%, they now have 40, 50, 60% exposure to alternative investments. Now there's a whole bunch of reasons why the largest, smartest money managers on the planet are doing this. Most of it revolves around lower volatility, much more stable income, uncorrelated asset classes, but one of the big ones is tax efficiency. For Canadians who are investing and have either a corporate, a non-registered, or a taxable account, you need to be aware of alternative assets, and if you aren't, you're missing out. Plain and simple. You're leaving money on the table if you do not have alternative investments in your portfolio and you're a Canadian with a taxable account. 3 types of returns that are generated from investments. Income. Income is taxed at the highest tax rate in your corporation or for you personally. The highest tax rate, you lose half of that. That's a GIC, a bond, they pay income. Next, we have a dividend, a Canadian eligible dividend. If you receive dividend income, that's taxed not quite as high as income, in the 30% range, somewhere 30-35% range, depending on a whole bunch of other factors. There's also capital gains. Capital gains, you buy an investment at $1, you sell it later for $2. That gain is a capital gain. Why are capital gains so good for taxes? Because until you sell that investment, you're not paying any tax, which means the entire dollar that's invested is working for you. It's compounding, it's growing without you having to give $1 or $2 or $3 to our government in the form of taxes. So you can defer the tax that you're paying, and even that, when you are paying it at a much lower tax rate than income or dividends. But an even better way to generate income is through something called return of capital. A lot of the alternative investments have what's called return of capital payments. Now this mostly applies to real asset classes. So think of real estate or infrastructure or a real asset class that you could see and visualize. And what happens typically is they're allowed to depreciate the value of the building against the income. That means the income that's being generated, the rent that's being generated, can be offset against depreciation. A return of capital, meaning there's no tax payable on that distribution. We use alternative investments that pay anywhere from 5, 6, 7, even some pay as high as 8 or 9% return of capital, which is the equivalent to double that in a GIC. 7% return of capital is equivalent to a 14% GIC in the year it's received. It's crazy. It's a huge, huge asset class in Canada, and most Canadians have zero exposure to this. Most Canadians don't even know how they can get exposure to this. I'll tell you how you can get it. Go to speaktorob.com, book a no obligation consultation to learn how alternative investments should be fitting in your portfolio. Learn about how you can minimize your taxes. When you get return of capital, you don't pay tax on that. That income comes to you, to your personal or to your corporation, completely tax-free. That means the dollar you're receiving, you can reinvest it, you can compound again. You don't have to give half of it to the government in the form of taxes. A much faster way to grow your wealth. The other thing that's great with alternative investments is most of the time there's no income or dividend generated, all done through a deferred capital gain. So you get return of capital up front, you get that cash, you get to do what you want with it. It can fund your retirement, it can help you fund other investments or acquisitions, whatever you want. Also, over time, your investments will increase in value. When you do sell it, it's a deferred capital gain, which is taxed, as we know, way less than interest income. Not only are you getting tax-free income every single year you own it, but you're also deferring the tax that you would pay on a capital gain for as long as you want. It's an absolute unbelievable 1-2 punch. You're either saving for your retirement, you're in retirement, you need income, you want to save for income, you have a non-registered account, you have a corporate account, you need this in your portfolio. And if you don't have it now, you need to go to speaktorob.com and book your no obligation consultation. This will make a dramatic difference in your retirement plan. Trust me, I've seen the comparisons one next to each other. It's a world of difference for retirement income. I'm Rob Tetrault. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in the next video.